This is Nightline.
Tonight, remembering the iconic Robert Redford, the legendary actor and director known for his commanding presence in classics like The Way We Were.
I'm celebrating.
What are you celebrating?
I got you to cross the street.
And giving back to the craft by mentoring actors.
He encouraged us to get our dreams and visions out.
The loving tributes pouring in tonight from his leading ladies. Plus, the suspect in Charlie Kirk's murder in court today for the first time. Inside the text messages, prosecutors say the alleged shooter sent to his roommate hours after the shocking assassination. And Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon.
We've grown up together.
We've known each other for 25 years.
25 years.
Oh my God, Jill! Oh my God, Rachel!
Their real-life friendship from Friends to their Emmy-winning series, The Morning Show.
You can't clean a house if you're about to blow it up.
Pulling back the curtain on a little behind the scenes.
You left us hanging with so many different cliffhangers.
From ABC News headquarters in New York, this is Nightline.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight. Remembering a true legend of the screen, Robert Redford. A man whose presence, voice, gravitas are indelibly ingrained in the hearts and minds of generations of film lovers. With his piercing blue eyes and electric presence jumping off the screen in films like The Way We Were,
Secret.
Robert Redford seemed larger than life.
The public will receive you as they will. There's nothing much I can do about that. But work is something I can do something about, so I tend to focus on that.
Robert Redford was the man in movies, the guy people were most excited to see in the movies.
He just had hit after hit after hit. He knew how to command a silver screen, and audiences could really not get enough of him.
I'm better when I move.
His film career spanned decades, from his breakout role in the 1969 Western Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid opposite Paul Newman.
Just one clear shot, that's all I want.
Come on.
We got to.
Nope. Get away from me.
Why?
I want to fight him.
One of his most famous roles, All the President's Men.
You can trust me, you know that.
Redford transforming into Washington Post investigative journalist Bob Woodward, covering the Watergate scandal that brought down the Nixon presidency.
If you're going to do it right. Here are my notes.
Redford often played a romantic lead.
We have to talk about how incredibly good-looking Robert Redford was. I think that absolutely made him stand out.
He worked with many of Hollywood's leading ladies, from Barbra Streisand in The Way We Were.
You look at all. You don't have an iron anymore.
What?
Your hair.
Oh, no, I don't.
It's pretty.
To Jane Fonda, their chemistry lighting up the screen in films like Barefoot in the Park.
How long will you be staying with us, Mr. Bratter?
6 days.
And nights?
Fonda, who remained friends with Redford for decades, released a statement that said in part, "It hit me hard this morning when I read that Bob was gone. I can't stop crying. He meant a lot to me and was a beautiful person in every way." Icons from across Hollywood also paying tribute.
Laughed loud and long.
Meryl Streep, who starred with him in the Oscar-winning epic Out of Africa.
Ha ha, quoth he. Full plain, I see.
Saying about his death, "One of the lions has passed. Rest in peace, my lovely friend." Demi Moore is sharing a scene from Indecent Proposal on Instagram, writing, "What I would do for just one more dance."
I remember he was teaching me about a particular scene and about using my eyes in a particular way.
Derek Luke acted alongside Redford in Lions for Lambs. Redford was also the director.
Doc, these events are going to define our lives, just the same way Vietnam did for yours.
He was really gentle, and he didn't really say a lot. It's like he believed in the actor, like let the actor act.
I think it is a very private matter.
He first started directing movies in 1980 with the heart-wrenching family drama, Ordinary People.
So much of Redford's career was making movies in which things look on the outside like they're okay, but inside something is terribly wrong.
So I was crying. Because I don't know if I love you anymore.
The film went on to win 4 Oscars, including Best Picture and Best Director for Redford.
They say, you know, if anybody had told you a year ago that you would have been ... well, I just didn't think I was going to see this. but I'm no less grateful.
He acted in more than 50 films and directed 10, choosing projects and topics with cultural significance.
Robert Redford didn't just create art that made you feel good. He also created art that made you think and talk.
Redford preferred his life on his quiet Utah ranch to life in Hollywood. His love for the outdoors captured in so many of his films, directing A River Runs Through It in 1992 with Brad Pitt.
And that has the same kind of love of nature, control, and deep emotion that we see in ordinary people.
But perhaps equally as important was his off-screen role as founder of the Sundance Institute, a nod to his role in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. And later came the Sundance Film Festival in Park City, Utah, which supported independent films made outside of the Hollywood system.
Our job and our role is to create a space and a platform to bring new voices and new ways of seeing the world using independent film to this place. That's it.
The Sundance Institute releasing a statement today about its founder. Bob's vision of a space and a platform for independent voices launched a movement that, over 4 decades later, has inspired generations of artists and redefined cinema in the U.S. and around the world.
A lot of directors, filmmakers, writers, and actors in some cases were discovered at Sundance. You look at a director like Ryan Coogler, for example, who brought a project to Sundance as a young relative unknown, and it was at Sundance that he was truly discovered and ultimately eventually goes on to direct Marvel's Black Panther.
He would say he didn't like being called an activist, but he stood up for environmental causes, against political corruption, and he was a champion of tolerance.
I noticed that he often used the word nature when he would talk about the kind of things that mattered to him, preserving nature in the way that it ought to be preserved, and he was certainly an advocate for that early on.
Despite having many on-screen loves, he was married twice. First to Lola Van Wagenen in 1958, with whom he had 4 children. They divorced in 1985. Then in 2009, he married Sybil Zaggers, a German artist. His final starring role was in The Old Man and the Gun, followed by a cameo as Alexander Pierce in Marvel's Avengers: Endgame.
Robert Redford was proud to be a working actor. He didn't insist on being a star.
Robert Redford died in his sleep at his home in Utah at the age of 89. Speaking in 2010 about how he would like to be remembered, he said his work.
That's what has enabled me to do things that were more on the civic side or political side or on the entrepreneurial side. But I would probably most want to be remembered for the point of it all, which was my work as an artist.
Robert Redford is survived by his wife, 2 daughters, and 7 grandchildren. We turn now to the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk, suspect Tyler Robinson today making his first court appearance following the horrifying murder. Here's ABC's Matt Gutman.
Tonight, the man accused of gunning down conservative activist Charlie Kirk in front of hundreds of people, appearing before a judge for the first time, now charged with 7 counts, including aggravated murder.
State of Utah versus Tyler James Robinson. Could you state your name?
Tyler James Robinson.
The 22-year-old appearing to listen intently, nodding slightly, as prosecutors said they would be seeking the death penalty.
We did file just recently, within the last few minutes, a notice of intent to seek the death penalty.
Earlier today, County Attorney Jeff Gray outlining the case against Robinson, including video and DNA evidence.
DNA consistent with Robinson was found on the rifle's trigger.
He described Robinson's appearance in those widely circulated photos, the black cap, shades, T-shirt with an eagle and an American flag. Millions saw those images. One of them was the suspect's own mother.
Robinson's mother saw the photo of the shooter in the news and thought the shooter looked like her son. Robinson's mother expressed concern to her husband that the suspect shooter looked like Robinson. Robinson's father agreed.
And prosecutors say that father got his son on the phone.
Robinson's parents were able to convince him to meet at their home. As they discussed the situation, Robinson implied that he was the shooter and stated that he couldn't go to jail and just wanted to end it. When asked why he did it, Robinson explained there is too much evil and the guy, referring to Charlie Kirk, spreads too much hate.
Prosecutors say Robinson's parents convinced him to turn himself in. and his mother later describing a change in her son.
Over the last year or so, Robinson had become more political and had started to lean more to the left, becoming more pro-gay and trans rights oriented. She stated that Robinson began to date his roommate, a biological male who was transitioning genders. This resulted in several discussions with family members, but especially between Robinson and his father, who have very different political views.
And prosecutors say that in the hours after the assassination, Robinson texted that roommate a note.
The roommate received a text message from Robinson which said, "Drop what you're doing, look under my keyboard." The roommate looked under the keyboard and found a note that stated, quote, "I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it."
Prosecutors say that at first the roommate thought Robinson was joking, but Robinson insisting he wasn't.
To be honest, I had hoped to keep this secret till I died of old age. I am sorry to involve you. Roommate, you weren't the one who did it, right? Robinson, I'm sorry. Roommate, why? Robinson, why did I do it? Roommate, yeah. Robinson, I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out.
Our thanks to Matt. Up next, Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon, real-life friends and on-screen colleagues, on The Morning Show. Why they say only one of them would really be cut out for the newsroom. Welcome back. Reese Witherspoon and Jennifer Aniston kicking off season 4 of their wildly popular The Morning Show. They sat down with a woman who knows plenty about early morning TV, our own Robin Roberts.
We've grown up together.
We've known each other for 25 years.
25 years.
Because my daughter was a little baby on Friends. This is how I mark time.
Yeah.
And now she's turning 26.
Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon have been on the A-list in Hollywood for over 20 years. Their friendship, both on and off screen, spanning the decades too. The Legally Blonde bombshell.
I feel comfortable using legal jargon in everyday life. I object.
First meeting the Friends phenom on the set of that iconic sitcom, playing sisters.
Hi, is Rachel here? I'm her sister. Oh my God, Jill! Oh my God, Rachel!
And now, they're side by side again for another season of their Emmy-winning series, The Morning Show, inside the adrenaline and angst of morning television.
Isn't that why you did all of this? The cleaning of house to make this place better?
You can't clean a house if you're about to blow it up.
You left us hanging with so many different, cliffhangers. Season 4, what's it like for you?
Oh, be careful what you wish for. Internal conflict of interest for Miss Alex Levy, I think. It's a lot of struggling with, integrity.
What does journalism mean?
What does journalism mean? And also succumbing to the powers that be. And it's just really, there's a lot of conflict.
So many juicy interpersonal relationships and stories that I think are really nice, because I think we, for years, have seen just what goes on in terms of work politics, but now we're seeing behind the curtain of their private lives.
Both actresses, icons in their own right. Witherspoon, dazzling in Cruel Intentions.
This isn't working out for me anymore.
Yeah, me neither.
And winning an Oscar for playing June Carter in Walk the Line.
We got married in a fever.
Aniston, embracing the drama after a career of comedy in We're the Millers. Now on season 4 of The Morning Show, Aniston plays Alex Levy, a star anchor.
I know what I deserve, and it's my time now.
So is that some kind of a threat?
Witherspoon, reprising her role as Bradley Jackson, a dogged journalist from West Virginia with a knack for getting in trouble while pursuing tough stories.
I'm a firm believer in second chances.
Maybe this is an opportunity to make it right.
Yeah, I think it's great that you never know what to expect.
The two are also executive producers on the series, and back when the show started, They came to our very own ABC News studio to learn the ins and outs of a morning news show.
I remember walking into the belly of the beast of Good Morning America and being like, oh my God, this is a lot. The energy of that control room. Reese would do well in those hours.
I would love it.
She would love it.
I'm up at 4 a.m. Call me.
I'm the night owl. She's the early bird.
The new season bringing in heavy-hitting co-stars like Oscar-winning French actress Marion Cotillard and Oscar winner Jeremy Irons.
Do you realize what you've done?
And in the age of artificial intelligence, the always timely show also addressing the big questions facing today's news industry. AI plays a very prominent role. You guys have been in the public eye, for so many years. How do you approach AI when it comes to likeness and branding and the uncertainty that a lot in the public they have when it comes to AI?
Oh my goodness. There's so much. So many people send me videos of myself saying, is this true? Did you do this? And it's like, that's not me.
But on the flip side of it, because I've heard you said, and I agree, especially for women, you better embrace it. It's here. And have a better understanding of AI. And there are positive ways, I know, in which you use it.
There's no world in which it replaces humor, critical thinking, consciousness, empathy. So I think it's important that women get involved, otherwise we'll be left out. That's how I feel. Cheers.
Cheers.
Getting women involved, an ethos that runs through the morning show, both on screen and behind the scenes. This women empowerment and leadership, how important is it to you both that that be seen in the morning show?
It's so important.
I think it's critical right now.
So critical.
I think it's important to understand that there's a role for female leadership. We just walk through the world with a different set of life experiences, so it's important that women are involved in these conversations of how these companies are formed, but we have to support our female journalists on every platform.
There's something about both your characters. You're truth seekers in your own way. Why do you think your characters through 4 seasons have resonated so well with viewers?
Well, I think everybody's in search of the truth. I mean, you keep asking yourself, what's the truth? Which story is the truth? And I think people that relate to that part of our show.
Our thanks to Robin. The Morning Show Season 4 is now streaming on Apple TV+. When we come back, Robert Redford, in his own words. And finally tonight, one more moment with Robert Redford reflecting on his body of work with ABC's Charlie Gibson.
If somebody had to stop right now, take a look at Redford's work and judge the man, the actor, the director, on what has been produced so far, you'd be relatively satisfied with how that judgment would come down?
I would. Because I've had the fortune to do a lot of what I wanted to do. In other words, I didn't feel like I had to make films for other people's needs. So I've tried to make films when I've had the chance that were the films I wanted to make, and not just fall into some formula that belonged to somebody else. So in that sense, I've been fortunate, and so I've made those films as best I could, and I feel good about that.
For much more on the storied career and life of Robert Redford, watch Robert Redford, The Life and Legacy of an American Icon, airing at 10 p.m. Eastern Thursday, right here on ABC, and then streaming on Disney Plus and Hulu. That's Nightline for this evening. We'll see you right back here, same time tomorrow. Thanks for the company, America. Good night.